Rochelle Plumstead here, eXp Realty. Thanks for joining me for this week's Movin Up Minute. We're going to continue talking about inspections. This is from a seller's perspective, things that you can do to ensure that your inspection goes as smoothly as possible. Maintenance items that come up on pretty much every inspection report. So I'm just going to touch on a few of them. So let's talk about heat pumps. Heat pumps should be serviced seasonally or at least a couple of times a year. So before you put your house on the market, hire a professional, get your ductless heat pump service and have the receipts available for the purchaser. Same as HVAC, air exchanger. These things have filters. They need to be balanced. Have that done at the same time you're having your heat pumps looked at. Wood stoves need to be wet certified in order for the buyer to get insurance. So if you've got an older wood stove and you clean it every year and it's great and it works great, that's not necessarily something that's going to be insurable. So my opinion would be get a hold of a qualified professional, have them come look at it, wet certify it. If it's not wet certifiable and it needs some mason work done or whatever, at least get a quote for that. And then the buyer can decide whether they want to proceed with having that work done or perhaps they just want to have it removed. Windows. Okay. So a lot of older homes have the seal's gone in the windows. So this is a seal between the two glass panes. It doesn't mean that the window needs to be replaced, but it's certainly not aesthetically pleasing to the eye to see a whole bunch of windows with condensation between them. So if you can afford to fix them, great. If you can't, then at the very least, get a quote on how much it's going to cost to have those replaced, because that becomes less scary to the buyer. Because if a buyer has absolutely no idea, they could come up with a huge price tag on it, $10,000, and maybe it's not even close to that. Maybe it's a $500. So get that quote. The other things you can do is just go around, make sure your baseboard heaters are working. If you've got a toilet that you normally just jiggle the handle on, well, get a plumber in and get that fixed. Get any leaky faucets fixed. All that sort of thing is just going to make your life a lot easier when the buyer comes in and if they have an inspection as one of their conditions. Next week, I'm going to go through what a buyer can do if they do have an inspection and all of these things come up on it. Wishing you guys all a fantastic weekend. And if you're moving up, moving over, or moving out, you got questions, I've got answers. See y'all next week. Bye for now.